Welcome to Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Abraham. You know my partner Albert Cam. And Albert, we're getting into the time of year now in football where big games. First place on the line, teams undefeated. At some point, they're going to come together.
Well, in Ohio, right now in the Northeast Conference, we are talking a couple of powerhouses meeting this week. South Range, who's been a powerhouse for a while, 25-game regular season win streak, going against Girard, the best offensive team in the area. Just both of them flying high with 6-0 records. Something has to give. We took the time to look up Girard averaging 40 points a game, South Range 36.
Dead even, really.
Defense, Girard giving up 8 and South Range 11.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
So both sides of the ball.
Yeah, both are
good.
good on both sides.
Yes.
Like, you know, when you get around 36, 40, sometimes that could be who subs first. I don't put much into that.
Right.
But the 8 and the 11 tell me they're both good in defense.
Yeah, so when you look at this game and when you play Girard, you immediately think high-scoring game. So South Range with a 25-game winning streak. When I look at the score Friday night, if South Range wins this game, they'll win it in the 40s. They'll win 40-35 or something like that because Girard's going to score almost on everybody. And that's the way they play their game.
Remember
They're
when
wide
we were
open.
there, they had just put, I mean, you're going back.
A little bit.
They had just put the spread in.
Yes.
They were one of the first teams in the area, remember?
Yeah. Cochran, yeah, and he's still the offensive coordinator, by the way.
Okay. And
Yes.
I remember thinking, because the team that they were playing had a rough time getting matched up and stuff because they hadn't seen it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now everybody runs it. We
Everybody.
understand.
Yeah, now if you don't run it, there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, so nobody's under center. But we'll be talking about the results of this game next week, and it's a toss-up. Boom! I heard 10,000 fans are going to be there. That's the number I got. So that's the kind of game it's going to be. Yeah. Another local team that's playing tremendous football, Austintown Fitch, took a team on from New York and whooped them 42-20. They also move to an undefeated season right now at 5-0. We'll be following all these teams that are putting up great years. As George said, it's that time of year already.
Yeah.
Half the season's done.
You know, I was looking. The Steelers and Browns playing Thursday. The Steelers' next game, October 1.
October.
No, you hear October and you're like,
it's pure fall.
Yeah, and we're more than halfway. I was looking at the high school schedule. They're into the second half.
No question. No question about it.
Hey, how about Fitch? When I first moved here, now you're going back, I came over to a Fitch-Massillon game. Just terrific.
Yeah, big-time football. Yeah, big people. Now, remember, the communities have got smaller. We know that in eastern Ohio and western Pennsylvania.
Sure.
The communities have gone because of the economy and the steel mills. So there aren't as many people that come to the games. But if they're available, they come out. I'll say that. They still love their high school football in this area.
If you were coaching, would you ever thinking about Saturday to have the area to yourself?
No, never.
Shortens your next week.
It's college football day. I always
you
thought
get hurt anyway.
I always thought that.
Okay.
I always thought.
There were a couple of teams that play on Saturdays, and I always thought, well, they have the whole area to themselves. You don't think that's a separate fan?
I think, like for me, if I had a choice to go to a high school game on a Saturday, or a college game,
you're going
to college game.
Okay, but yeah. I mean, okay, that.
So I would not go to the high school game. That's like Friday night.
Even watch on TV.
Friday, yeah, that could be an example.
You got it blocked off.
Yeah,
like
Notre Dame, Ohio State fans.
I got you.
Well, we could tell you that YSU fan. YSU has to move their schedule.
Yeah.
Because people will not go to the game.
But high school almost seems like it's its own little.
That's why I keep it on Friday.
Niche,
exactly.
You know.
Yep, that's why I keep it on Friday.
Hey, how about the volleyball?
This guy's amazing. Dan Mckinstry, East Liverpool's coach. We had to put him in here.
Oh my!
He's the all-time volleyball coach winner with winning games. I mean, George.
800.
800.
I'm thinking at 25 a year, you're talking over 33 years.
Yes. 33.
In that area.
So that means longevity.
Yeah.
And good teams.
And excellence.
Both of them. No one. That's the best one. No one. I don't care if you're over in Columbus or in Toledo, anywhere, has done what he's done to reach this plateau. Congratulations to Coach Mckinstry at East Liverpool. Locally, YSU showed themselves pretty darn good. Kentucky's a powerhouse in the South. They're not just lower level.
No.
And at the quarter, it was 0-0. You couldn't have. Now, sooner or later, they wore down a little bit. and Kentucky finally ended up scoring 31 points.
No.
Really did well. Why should did
No, nothing to be ashamed of. And Levis started at Penn State. He was, he alternated, and then he ended up getting mad and leaving. But this guy's he's coming out the pro.
Yeah, because I was interested in YSU, and because I went there, Kentucky did not pull the gas off either. Don't think that they only got 31 points because they were 31 at halftime and they stopped playing. No, it was 21-0 going to the fourth quarter, and then they scored 10 more points. But so
you know what's amazing?
Credit.
Vegas had it 30.5.
They know, don't they?
It's almost ridiculous.
They know. So Penguins fall to 2-1, getting ready for the league schedule to open up. Can't get better in competition in Kentucky. He can look at his team and say this: listen, we have to get better offensively because we didn't do the job against but defensively against a big time program. We did the job. We can play in this league. No
I
question
saw
about
North
it.
Dakota State Saturday night. I stayed up and watched the whole game.
Yep. Yeah, you go to Arizona.
Dead even.
Yeah, and dead even, no question.
Dead even.
And then we watched that game, that Kentucky YSU game, and they had a tremendous honoring ceremony, and they honored the Stoops family. That's college royalty there, George. They're all over the place.
That's as fine as you can do.
And the dad coached at Mooney. His dad raised his kids on football. His dad died on the football field. All you have to know that the worst of the bunch was considered Mark. And now,
No.
he can name his job coming out of Kentucky if he wants to leave.
He actually can.
Yeah.
He has them to the point where they're on the level with, not in terms of who he gets recruiting, but success-wise, he's right there with their basketball team.
Yes, he is. And the coach got nervous
Bringing
about it.
money. Well, that would be Calipari.
He got nervous
he was
about it.
fine supporting him when he was number 2.
Right.
The minute he started challenging, he gets knocked out of the tournament by St.
Starts
Peter's.
talking about it.
Now all of a sudden, what's going on with his football?
Yes.
Let's talk NCAA football. Man, oh man. Every Saturday, of course, the pros are even worse, but Saturday, 4 or 5 teams, I'm looking. There are 15, 18, 20, 25 good ones, but there are 4 or 5 super teams and maybe 3 that stand out. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I think when you talk about I look at the big 3.
Georgia?
Georgia for sure. I mean,
Alabama.
Alabama, and
Ohio State.
Those
okay,
3.
That's what I have.
Yeah, those 3.
How far to Michigan?
I don't know because their schedule's been so bad I can't tell.
Oh, jeez.
We'll find out.
Hey, let's get after him. Let's get after him.
We'll find out.
Hey, Jim. Colorado State, Hawaii, and Connecticut. It's not like you could say, remember in 1887, Carnegie Mellon was in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're on the week schedule, so I don't know about Michigan. They could be really good. Remember, they went to the playoffs last year. But I don't know yet, but I do know the other 3. I know Georgia, Ohio State.
Take them apart. Take
Georgia
apart.
right now is the surprise with me how dominated they are.
With all the players
With
they
all
lost.
9 players
Okay.
to the pros.
That's what I say.
And the reason I know they're so powerful, I have data. Oregon is toward BYU apart. Oregon toward somebody else apart.
70, they had the same game.
Yeah, and Eastern Washington. I think that's what it was, maybe. And they went down the field 9 straight times.
7 straight, 49.
7 straight. 7 straight times.
And let me throw something out
CSC.
here. No portal. No, mommy, I'm coming home. Bennett stuck it out. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what, if they keep running this table, he's going to be right at that Heisman thing.
Oh, yeah.
If he doesn't win it, he'll be there.
He'll be there. He'll be at the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will be at the show, and he deserves.
Kids, how about a lesson for the young ones?
Yeah, he deserves to be at the show.
Was he 15?
Yeah, most
17?
Yeah, most teams that are picking their quarterback and say, "I'm picking this guy." The second one leaves. He had 3 in front of him, and he said, "I'm still going to stay because I chose to walk on at Georgia." He had scholarships to smaller schools.
Okay.
But he decided to walk on at Georgia. He always liked Georgia, and his patience and his work ethic
has to be
paid off.
Do Alabama.
And geez.
I mean, we Noah's Ark, but let's talk about them.
Yeah, they're Noah's Ark. That's what they are. They got the best quarterback in the country, so you start there immediately.
Okay.
Best offensive line in the country, you start to go there.
Okay.
So you got 2 things going immediately. You got the best defensive player in the country, Anderson.
Okay. All right.
So they have a chance always. And don't forget, Georgia won the national championship last year, but Alabama whooped them in the Southeast.
And Al made a good point. Like I called them, both receivers were out for Alabama. And they didn't get trunked till that last bring back.
Yeah, Alabama wins the game.
You think so?
If Williams and
it's hard to
Mechie,
argue, isn't it?
Yeah, if Williams or Mechie, I'll say that. And I took Georgia, but I thought Alabama would have won the game. And Ohio State just has so much talent.
Oh boy,
that you can't. And they are better defensively. There's no question about it. They're better defensively. That was always the trick. And they brought the new defensive coordinator in from Oklahoma State, and he's done the job. So
I judged them by the fact Fleming didn't get on the field for 2 years. And he was number one receiver in the country coming out.
Yeah, that's how good they are. And George mentioned Clemson and Michigan. Michigan, I don't know anything about. Clemson, I will not put in there. Like, I would not be surprised this week.
Wake gets them.
That Wake beats them. Like, if they play Georgia, I'm thinking 47-7. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do know.
Don't you think Wake Forest has a chance against Clemson?
Absolutely. I saw it yesterday.
Yeah, so they're not.
I thought the same thing.
That class.
You know what? And the other thing, what I like about Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State, both sides of the ball, Ohio State's defense seems better.
That's where they were bad before. But that was Georgia.
Clemson's offense.
Weak. Yeah, it's weak. No question.
And this guy who's elite, whatever, 77 or Manning Camp.
Not played like that. It's not played like that.
He doesn't play like it.
Ukulele, however you say his name.
That's who it is.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, who can climb up the ladder? Do you see anybody? Penn State or they're not. The fact that they have Ohio State at home gives them a chance.
Oh no, I put Penn
State.
Penn State for sure.
Mississippi. I know you like Mississippi.
I love Mississippi.
Tell them what he did with
the the problem, they can't beat Georgia and Alabama.
You don't think?
You understand? If they were in another league, went undefeated,
and they'd have a chance.
Then they have a chance in the playoff game one.
Okay.
I don't think they get through the South, and that's how good they are. And Lane Kiffin's that kind of recruiter.
And that half is the one with Mississippi, Mississippi State, Auburn, Alabama, LSU, A&M. Good luck.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Who's your night off?
So you have to play LSU, and LSU is going to get better. They're getting better already.
Yeah.
He has players. He wouldn't have went there without players.
No.
Yeah. So USC's so dangerous.
Oh, that's what I wanted to mention.
Because they're so good offensively.
Yeah.
So good offensively. They portaled everything out, and he brought a lot of defensive players in. I just see their defense getting ball. Everybody moves the ball on them. I'm calling it upset this week, by the way.
Who's got them?
Oregon State at home. I really believe Oregon State's beating them.
Let me tell you, I saw them.
I think Oregon State's beating them.
They're going to move the ball on them.
I think Oregon State's
beating them. But I think take the over. That's my advice. How's that? Take the over 70 or whatever it is. Because I saw Oregon State play an entire game, last play of the game.
I remember. And that game was at Fresno, correct?
Absolutely.
Major difference. Oregon State at home.
Yeah, I know.
Is 20 points
Washington
better.
State's the same way.
Yeah, they are. They're dangerous.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about that. We're at the third poll, so the big boys are almost done playing each other except for league. League, they have to play. Mm-hmm. But just think, Notre Dame, Ohio State first game, Oregon, Georgia, Washington, and Michigan State. When we get to the 12-team playoff, they're not going to be afraid to schedule that game. They're afraid now.
They have to. They know they can get in with one loss.
Yes.
Plus, they know if they're counting on winning the game, it ups them immediately, yes.
Now, I wish I knew about Michigan because it appears, they're always rough, tough. They're giving so many points to Maryland Saturday. I'm interested
to see. They kill Maryland every year, that's why.
And you know what will happen. Maryland gives everyone 27 or 31, but scores 38.
Right.
If they score 13, Michigan will still get their 37.
Yeah.
That's what will happen.
Michigan beats them up every year. I mean, it's just an automatic. Michigan, they don't win by anything less than 21 against Maryland. Maryland's better this year, though, so you don't know that. But I'm just saying that's why the line's like that. You can't. What line could you make it? If you made it 10, everybody would be on Michigan.
No, you have to give them enough points.
Yeah, you have to give them enough points.
And you like the quarterback that's playing for Michigan.
They made the right choice.
They made the right choice.
McCarthy's such much more dangerous, such more talent.
I'm going to say something, and you're going to tell me if you agree. His ceiling is higher.
1,000%.
That's the question.
1,000%.
And what are they looking at game 12?
Yeah, and the only way they could beat Ohio State this year, because Ohio State's offense is so good, they have to score with them.
Yeah.
And with McNamara, he doesn't make any mistakes. I understand that.
Okay.
But they're going for the ceiling, as George just mentioned.
That's good. Okay, let's talk about something that I go back a long ways. You go back a long ways. 2 coaches fired in 4 weeks. Frosty, we knew was getting it. We didn't know how quickly. I want to say something about that, and you and I have talked about it on the radio. If you were going to get them this quickly, you should have gotten them last year.
Yeah, people wait too late. They go too late. It's better to be early than late, and Nebraska was definitely late.
Now, let's talk about economically. Peanut butter sandwiches, working 2 jobs, whatever you have to do to pay in college. They give a guy $7.5 million more that they could have fired in 2 weeks for half.
Yeah, I don't think they worry about money. They don't worry about
Isn't that a shame?
They don't worry about the peanut butter sandwich.
Isn't that a shame, though? Somebody is working their way through that school.
They don't even think about it.
No, it's no. And then let's talk about Herm Edwards. I watched it with my own eyes. They get upset by Eastern Michigan. You said you can't lose to Eastern Michigan at Arizona State. So they call. I'm watching now. They're in the end zone. The president and the AD calls them over. I see him shake hands. And I see the AD put his arm kind of around his side. They fired him.
I think he knew too. I think as soon as he saw them in the end zone, I don't think they meet him in the end zone after a loss normally.
Good point.
So I think he knew right away, and I'm going to say that I think he's relieved. I do. I
Think he thought it was something that wasn't going there as a 66-year-old man.
And he did a decent job. It wasn't like he was lousy.
Okay.
But that loss puts you out. You know, you're in the Pacific. You never lose to a MAC school at home.
They're probably paying him, right?
Oh, definitely paying him. Yeah, you can't.
Here's your check, and by the way, you were supposed to lose.
Yes.
Hey, they're facing an investigation.
That has something to do with it too.
And then a deadly combo, not winning and facing it. Now, if you're winning,
Don't do anything.
they may back you.
They would back you.
You know, let me talk a little bit about Herm. You know, I loved him as a guy. Don't press send! That was his famous line about being careful on the internet. But let me say this, I want to be fair. I watched his teams at the Jets. I watched his teams at Kansas City. A lot of clock issues. But you and I have spoken. That's not just him. That NFL's full of clock issues.
Oh, jeez.
What is going on there, by the way?
I always say it all the time. They're stupid. I say it all the time on the other show. Football coaches are the best organized, best practice, but they're the worst game management people of all time. And they're egomaniacs, so they will not give somebody responsible. Somebody on that sideline should be responsible totally for making decisions with time. And they don't do it.
I watched the other day, the team made the team punt. It was 3rd down. They were going to get the ball in about the 40, not the 10. I get the 10. Let it run out. I'm watching. I'm yelling.
You're yelling time out. You're yelling time out.
Time out. Like Peyton Manning was that night on the Manning cap. Albert, he let it, and the other guy was, here's a golden rule in sports. I'm talking to one of our old buddies. They call me with basketball questions. I want to talk about basketball questions about as much as I want to talk about La Boheme or whatever. But anyhow, I listen, and I'm thinking, when you're playing like that, you just don't, it's inexcusable because your kids are counting on you, giving them the best chance to win.
You know, the best answer, they would have an answer that we don't agree with. That this is the way this is what analytics say. This is how we're supposed to do it. I don't agree with it. I don't care what they say. I don't care when you're up 9 points and you go for it.
No, you don't go for it.
I don't care what you say.
No, you'll never.
And I don't care if you have 3 timeouts left at the half.
Right.
You were a lousy coach. And I see it. See, if it was just 2 guys, I'd say these 2.
Yeah, it's everybody.
It's every coach in NFL. Every one. What's that show we watch? Red Zone.
Red
Zone.
Yeah, Red Zone.
Everyone comes on and says, timeouts is the end of the thing. 3 timeouts left, minute 30, and they don't use any of them. Yeah. Every one of them. It drives me crazy.
You can always slow down. You know what I mean? You can always slow down.
Drives me crazy.
Well, thank you. You're not the only one. One more thing to this. Like I said with her, I watch this all the time. I go to a lot of games, Slippery Rock, Westminster High School. You talk to somebody and you talk to them and you leave. And you go, man, I just talked to so-and-so. He gets it. Then you go watch his team play, and they're dog crap.
Yeah, it happens all over the world, all over the country. It happens all the time. Really happens a lot in high school.
Yeah.
Really happens.
Let's talk NFL. It's the craziest 2 weeks. If you have a survivor poll, I know you're out. So don't act like I went out first week, by the way. Mr. Know-It-All had San Francisco 49ers. They're killing the Bears at halftime. I thought, you know what?
But you ain't the only one.
I'm going to win this thing, I go. I was going in an hour.
How about last week somebody had the Browns?
Well, that's a TV breaker. No, that's a trip to Best Buy. You know what I mean? If you smacked,
out the window.
Yeah. If you smacked your TV after the Browns game and you threw it out, Hey, by the way, just so you people know, that game is only on in the two cities. If you live in Sharon, you will not
This
see
Thursday
that
night, you
game.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, everybody thinks it's on NBC. It's on NBC in the two cities. So if you get Channel 11, like you're fine. Your mother-in-law, her NBC is 21.
Wow.
She won't get it. Now, Fire Stick, you can get it. But.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about Miami's comeback. Which was worse? The fact the Browns just didn't have any timeouts.
The Jets game, by the way.
No timeout.
Yeah, Baltimore didn't stop Miami all day. So unless Baltimore scored more points, they were going to lose.
Okay, let's talk about the Miami one first.
They never stopped.
How do receivers get open so far they can turn around and catch it?
Two things. Number one, the guy both of them jumped the routes thinking there was going to be a short pass.
Okay.
And secondly, those are two fast dudes for Miami.
I know.
So if you get off balance at all, they're going past you full speed. And it happened all day. So it wasn't just one. If it happened once, I can understand it. I've never seen guys so wide open in my life because George talked to so good. He likes Tua, and he said, and I said, no, Tua's good. I never.
Yeah.
But I could have thrown touchdowns in that game.
Yeah. 6 TDs.
He threw the ball straight up in the air.
Yeah.
They waited.
Hey, you know what I did? You know what some guy did yesterday? You're going to think that this is crazy. He transposed it and made Tua a righty. His passes look different.
Really?
I swear to God. I never saw anything like it in my life.
Wow.
I don't, maybe.
You mean different than with regards to
looks like, sometimes it looks like he's laboring and
yes.
Doesn't look that way when they transpose it.
Good.
Check that out sometime.
Good, I like that.
Because it was on, I think a guy did it on
they're dangerous. Miami's dangerous with those receivers. With Waddle and
absolutely. And they obviously, they shut New England completely out. So their defense can't be
defense is good too. They're dangerous.
The sliding down at the one quandary, address it.
No, I truly understand that I would probably go for a touchdown too. So I'm just calling out that the coaches should have told everybody in that huddle, if you get the first down, fall down. I'm not blaming the kid because I think I'd go for a touchdown too.
You know what he said?
Chubb said,
my phone, he goes, I screwed up. I don't agree.
Huh? I know, but I'm saying...
I'm giving him credit.
Yeah, because he should have. And people were saying, blame the secretary for the Browns. I understand that. I do.
Yeah.
But the game's over. If he falls down...
Game's over.
No, not like Jets get the ball back with 47 seconds.
No, they needed 3 times.
The game's over.
The game's over.
So that they have to be able to tell the team. That's the lousy coaches they are. That should have been a timeout, Browns.
Okay, so now listen, if you break through there, slide.
The game's over.
Okay. All right. But once again, you and I talk about fouling, down 3-0, must be practiced.
No doubt.
Talking about it. Now let me ask you.
There's about 5 or 6 things in the process.
But I want to get 2 things because the Appalachian.
5 or 6 things.
And it almost happened in Notre Dame. I'm going to get something because I heard Seahorn talk about it once. He said, everybody thinks we practice that all the time. He said, I played 13 years. They're all afraid of getting hurt, sprained ankle.
You're talking about the Hail Marys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hail Marys, they play it wrong. They play it wrong. The way you play that thing, you rush 5. I told you, I was going to be a football coach. You rush 5.
App race for it. Troy rush 4.
And don't let them stand back there.
For 7 seconds. Like
someone's going to. They can wind up and throw it there.
Yeah.
Don't give them time to wind up.
Okay.
Or if you have a great 4-man rush, I don't mind that. But never rush 3 or 2.
No.
And that's what they do.
Yeah, you do.
They put 9,
Most
8
of the
guys
time,
back.
3.
Yeah, they put all those guys back, and all it takes is one lucky bounce. There was another game. The ball almost bounced in somebody's hands at the end.
Notre Dame.
Oh, that's it.
They both had it.
That's it. Cal could have won that game too. Yes.
No, I agree 1,000,000,000%. One more thing, I'll talk about the onside kick. Same way, I imagine they don't want to wipe their own guy out in practice, where the first guy hits them.
Right.
But there are so many, like the Browns game. All you have to do is push it out of bounds.
Yeah, the ball's close to the sideline.
Push it out of bounds.
Yeah, just drive the ball out of bounds. Yeah, no question.
It's too easy. It's too easy. Indy, how bad?
I don't know. I really don't know.
You're not going by 2.
No, never.
I heard these people talking the other day. I was at the barbershop. Not that I need it, but I was hanging out. And the guy said something. I said, they haven't beaten them in 6 years down there. What?
Yeah, that's the same thing with San. That's what a lot of people like New Orleans.
Yeah, they've beaten
Tampa Bay
5
struggle in New Orleans too.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of trends in NFL. As George and I know, we try to follow that stuff.
Yeah.
But don't count anybody out after 2 games, please. That'd be the stupidest thing that the NFL.
That's right.
It's not for long. That's what it stands
That's
for.
what it is, not for long. I agree a zillion percent. How far is Willis from playing Tennessee, realizing not enough firepower?
I don't know because he's not ready.
Because there's no wins in the league. In other words, as bad as they are, Jacksonville has one win, Houston has
Because
a
the quarterback
tie.
doesn't mean a lot on that team. That's why I say that.
Okay.
What's happening on that team is they're not running the ball with Henry enough.
No,
Twice now he's going under 100 yards.
15 carries for 25 yards.
When he's not running the football, I don't care who's playing quarterback because they don't have A.B. Brown anymore.
No, that
they don't have any receivers. They're great receivers.
you got to figure
It's like Pittsburgh. I
Giving
don't care
him
what.
away.
If Harris doesn't run the ball,
No.
it's hard for them to score.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know who's back, and he's back big time in the Vegas odds? Jimmy G. Jimmy has a contract of no contract. How many quarters he gets money? If they win, he gets money. Jimmy's he just sat back like a fat cat.
He wanted to go too.
I'm sure he'd have rather played.
The manager wanted him to go.
Yeah.
The coach staff wanted him to go.
How are they
he
now?
wanted to go.
How are they
and
now?
now they're all thanking
Vegas-
Oh, jeez, are we lucky?
Hey, Vegas adjusted the line down
You knew they would.
because of him.
Yeah, you knew they would.
Yep, absolutely. It's amazing. Don't forget Browns Steelers Thursday night. If you don't have, what is it, Amazon Prime, you have issues. All right, MLB, we got to do it. We got about 3.5 minutes. The Judge.
You got another one for
you.
you.
Got numbers? Thanks, Kat. I need 1.5 more, and there are no halves, so you need 2 there, Aaron. If you don't count the Roy numbers, he's the king.
I do count him as a king.
He's the king.
Yeah, I do count him as a
He had
king.
one more. He's
No,
running.
I'll call him the prince.
Okay.
Because Babe's still the
Yeah,
king.
Babe. Oh, wait a minute. Babe Ruth. Don't say anything
154,
about
154 game schedule. Give Babe 8 more games.
Yeah, he hit a couple
I think Abe
more.
would hit. You think Abe might hit about 5
I think
more?
he might hit, yeah. Hey, how about this, though? This is impressive. 6'8", 260. Triple crown.
Yeah.
That is
You got to give him credit
that's
in this
impressive.
realm of the time that his selection of the plate's outstanding, getting walks and waiting for his pitches. And he's a better athlete than you give him credit for. See, he gets inside infield hits. Some other people.
How about playing center field at 6'8", 260?
Yeah, that's what I said. He's
Hey,
an
now, I
athlete.
watched the
He's an
other
athlete.
night. Now, here he is on the precipice of this record, right? He did not chase a ball. Albert,
That's who he is. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a team guy.
Yeah, the most impressive thing about him, and you always look for this, I do at least, is every teammate calls him the best guy in the house, best guy in the
Okay,
clubhouse.
okay.
That's a tribute
It means
to guys.
plenty. It means
to me,
plenty.
it means everything.
It means plenty.
Like Barry Bonds, nobody wanted to talk to him. And I remember, he was one of the greatest players ever. No one wanted to talk to him on his own team.
Nobody wanted to be around. And this is an era where everyone's on the knob swinging for the fence. This Judge average is a big deal.
It is.
I agree 1,000%. FanDuel, somebody says to me, they said, you got to get the Guardians.
They did.
I go, wow, what do you want them for? That was smart, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of my better moves.
Francona, my phone's going off. Francona should be manager of the year, no question about it. And that's the youngest team in baseball. The youngest team in
That's
baseball.
impressive.
So you're talking about a manager that has done the job with players that thought were supposed to be ready 3 years from now.
Right.
They're doing the job. And then you got to thank Minnesota White Sox.
Twins and White Sox
Well,
need your
they
hands
folded.
up.
They
Well,
folded.
stink.
They folded. Yes,
LaRusse,
they did.
they'll put him in the front office. Let's talk Federer. Got a couple minutes. You know, there's something about him. He even looks like royalty. Like he's the guy.
And he acted like royalty with regards to how he treated everybody. He's
No,
another
I
guy.
thought- no.
He's another guy that treated everybody right.
Yeah.
And him and Nadal and Djokovic are 3 of the best. You're seeing 3 of the best all
Could
time.
you flip a coin
right
for
now.
them?
Yeah, I would.
I would.
Yeah,
You know, I have one, not a problem, but one concern is all in Nadal's Frenches.
Yeah, he doesn't be in it, though. He does.
You can't
now,
beat
if
him.
Now, if he hadn't won 2 at Wimbledon, or you 2,
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
But he has
But
done
yeah,
it.
so you can't. You just leave that.
Yeah,
Last minute. Thursday Night Football's been a blow to the over 60 crowd. All I heard at the barbershop last week was, where's that game? I have ESPN.
That's funny.
There you go. Hey, another fast half hour. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Talk. We'll see you next week.